to Jazz Guitar Weekly, free jazz guitar lessons every Monday, full of useful tips you can put to get work right away in your playing. Sign up for the newsletter at www.jazzguitarguide.com/email. This week's chord of the week is a D major 9 chord. This is a rootless voicing built on the top 4 strings. And we have a major 3rd, major 7th, a 9th, and a 5th in this voicing. Now, the way that I'm playing it is I like to use my pointer finger to play that 3rd, ring finger to play the 7th, and I bar my middle finger to play the 9th and the 5th. The other way you can do it, some people prefer, is pointer finger on the 3rd, pinky finger on the 7th, middle finger on the 9th, ring finger on the 5th. It's largely a personal preference thing. And for me, I've spent time playing it this way, I've spent time playing it this way. This is faster for me, but I've definitely had students who have a hard time with that bar, or don't like it, or whatever reason prefer this. They both work. It's the same notes, it's just a matter of what works best for your hand. Okay, so moving this around the neck, we're picturing the root on our 5th string there. There's no root in the chord, but we're going to picture it on the 5th string because that's usually pretty easy for guitar players to see. So, D major 9, E major 9, F major 9, C major 9. It just depends on what note is right here on that 5th string. Right, so learning the notes on your 5th string is pretty helpful if you want to be able to play this chord in every key. So putting this into a 2-5-1 progression, the D major 9 would be the 1 chord. So we have an E minor 7 on the 2nd string. We have a A7 flat 9 rootless voicing, and a D major 9 rootless voicing. So what we have is a really smooth voice leading, moving from one chord to the next all the way through. So the interesting part that kind of grabs our ear here is that top note moves down 1 fret, moves down 1 fret. So we have a chromatic line in the top of the voicing. And that's part of what keeps this one interesting. 2, 5, 1. So, playing a solo over this chord, improvising over a D major 9, we're going to use a chunk of a D major scale that goes a full octave up and then up to the 4th scale degree again and down as far as the 7th and back to the root. We're not using all 6 strings, but we're using a good chunk in the middle, and this gives us some room to play and not feel too confined to just a single octave to play with. Now, one of the points I like to emphasize with my students is to try not repeating that top note. When you do that, it kind of it puts a little bit of a hitch in your playing. But if you get used to just playing it and bouncing right back down, that's often a more helpful way for people to play it and not feel like they're playing a chunk, stopping, playing a chunk, stopping. Okay. Gives us a sense of momentum. Okay. So the 2-5-1 line for this. Okay, we start with an E minor 7. A chromatic approach tone to the third of A7, flat 9. We got down the bebop scale. Pretty stereotypical bebop lick there. 7. All the way up to the 7 of the D major 9. Chromatically down to the 5. Okay, it's a fun little line to play that gives you some bebop language, and other than that, works pretty diatonically through the chord changes. Have fun with this, and we will catch you next time.